Now, U.S. Vice President Joe Biden is in Baghdad, overseeing the official August 31st end of the American combat mission in Iraq. Operation Iraqi Freedom is now over, and all combat troops have left the country. Washington says this means the end of the 7-year-long war that killed over 4,000 U.S. troops. However, around 50,000 American service personnel will stay to train and support Iraqi forces. They will be able to take part in combat, but only if the Iraqis ask them to. But analysts say Baghdad doesn't control the country, which remains split and plagued by insurgent violence. Last week alone, dozens of Iraqis died in a wave of terror attacks. And anti-war activist Brian Becker says the war is far from over, and Americans will continue to die in Iraq.
We see a rebranding of the occupation. If you leave 50,000 heavily armed soldiers backed by all sorts of aircraft, the latest high-tech aircraft, of course, all of the naval destroyers, the submarines, the aircraft carriers that are all throughout the region that have cruise missiles and all sorts of means by which to intervene in Iraq. We see not the end of an occupation, but a certain diminishing of the occupation in terms of some of the troop numbers, but a rebranding of the occupation so that instead of calling it combat troops, they call it advisory troops. They still have guns. They still shoot those guns. When they're shot at and they're hit, they die. It won't be sufficient to tell Iraqis on September 1st or 2nd, or American families who have GIs and loved ones there who may perish after the so-called end of the war, that their loved ones indeed are not dead because the war has been officially ended. I believe the occupation of Iraq will go on for many years.